So you've got the eyeball experience that we're having, which is basically a black hole, if you will, a portal, and then pure white light consciousness coming out. So when you're having the natural experience, you've got something that's more effervescent. So out of the center shoots, forward. We're not taking anything in. We're spitting out consciousness in this eyeball state. It'd be nice if it looked different because it's just silly. But this is kind of how it is. So you've got this pure white light consciousness that's shooting out of this toroidal field that's created looking kind of like an eye, where you've got from the center going out, almost like ripples when you throw a stone into water and you've got ripples like that. You'll have one iris that's created in the middle, and it's kind of small, like a little baby. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like the iris, and it spreads out a bit. And then on that iris, you have an experience, and then it falls apart, and then it continues around the outside. You see how like in the red area, that's an iris that is expanding, if you will. You had your solid experience. Now it's going around to the other side of the toroidal field, where there's a black hole. So what are you seeing there at the black hole area? It's not the potential to be anything, it's what you chose. That so at the unalivement place, where it's like, oh, it's a past life review or a life review or whatever you call it, like my life flashed in front of my eyes. It's the natural the natural way that the toroidal field does this. It's like, okay, out of all the things that you could have chosen, you chose this. And it kind of, around the outside of the eyeball, it spreads out. But when it gets around to the black hole area, it starts to come together and get closer together and more dense. It's like, oh, I'm seeing all of my life. and then how do we see those choices? Do we see them in a place of judgment and criticism, fault and blame and guilt and shame? I mean, just saying, do what you want, but from what position are we seeing all of these choices? I'm trying. This is a watered down version. You guys are over generalizing, but how do you see that? From what perspective? Do you see this, which is called an end? Maybe it's like, oh, if I'm in an unhealed place of regrets and so forth, that's how I view this, and regret. So then it's very, very dense energy. So it's resistant to the natural flow of the toroidal field that's going on. That's like, hey, when it looks bad right now, I'm gonna seem to be in regret when you're looking at all the shit. But there's a portal in the middle of the toroidal field. It's coming up. Like you can't, like in that portal, it's real scary, because you're holding on to it's so dense, you think it's real. You're all in judgment of it. So it's going to feel like you're being put in a blender and ground up. But if you don't resist it and you just let go, you find yourself in the middle of a plasma disk, a potential field, a potential to be anything and everything in all of creation. You can start over. And then after that, it's like, woo, pure white light consciousness. You get to do everything again. You just got caught up in the ride. That's why you're here in your awareness. Oh gosh, I hope this is helpful, you guys. I hope this is helpful to you. So when we've got this kind of stuff going on, this natural eye stuff that's spitting out pure white light consciousness, can you see in this iris that you're having all the experiences at one time, doing this as an eyeball? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So here's what I'm about to show you, how reality is created when you start looking in the pyramid that's on the top right. when you start looking at the pyramid, this is how reality is created. Now, does that make sense as to the map of what I'm about to show you? Please give me feedback. I don't want to be up here like, what? You're like, oh, I have no idea. So that top right, all those AI pictures that I showed you, those are, I think those are cool AI pictures, even if they're not exactly, but I think they're awesome. So going from that to the bottom left of looking in the pyramid now, pyramid are we looking at? A pyramid of a division of 4, divided into 4. Now, at the top, it might look like it's divided into 4. At the bottom of the pyramid, it looks like it has 4 sides. Are we? And then from the side, it looks like a triangle. Whoa. Already we've got perspective here. And check this out. Sorry, I'm so not cool. Okay, now what we were just looking at, that plus, think of the pyramid kind of like this. You've got a pyramid doing this shit, and you've got a perspective. See, this is a perspective of your life, let's say. This is the path of your life. Takes on a toroidal field kind of flow, doesn't it? It's like, oh, that's how it works. Yes, you got it. So this stuff this is the good stuff. This is perspective. See how you can be looking at the same thing, even at an angle. Look at an angle. It looks like a bunch of cursive E's, like 5 cursive E's in a row. You guys that don't know cursive? Okay, unsolicited advice. It's completely unsolicited. Unsolicited advice to those who do not know cursive to go and self-learn, like teach yourself cursive. If you're going to do something during the day, this makes sense. It's like, oh, Kelly, I'm scrolling. But if you have an activity like, I'm going to learn how to write cursive, I'm going to learn cursive. And there's all kinds of manipulatives out there, you guys, for doing that, for self-improvement. And those of you that have writing cursive, hey, maybe we see if we can get a little more on the standard. But this is such a creative thing, and the information is not the same as when it's like on a computer, as opposed to writing in block letters and printed. Cursive puts your brain in a different state. See how when you write with block letters, it's start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So we can't get anything done, like a mom with a child. So you're distracted like 1,000 times plus a day. And then cursive, you've got a flow. So it's not on the level of, let's say, music. Music does change things. But the way that you take information is quite different. And it's harder for you to be programmed. I hope this makes sense. So the pyramid that we're looking at, again, this is showing you perspective. And pyramids have different frequencies. And people have shown pictures where just random pictures on the internet. Go look yourself. Do your own research. Out of the top of the pyramids shoots these beams. What's in those beams? We've got all these different frequencies. Now, if you look at this, think of something that's turning from a center point. It's being created from a center point. See where you see, well, it's from the side at an angle, but what's inferred that it is a circle. Check it out. So what is a circle? It's merely a slice of a sphere. It's like a cross section of a sphere. Two dimensions of a sphere. Like if you took a sphere and you had a piece of paper that magically could go through the ball, That's what you're looking at. So your life is just a succession of these cross sections, little snapshots on a path. That's why you see cycles and so forth. This is frequency. Isn't that so cool? So look how it's divided up like a pie, you guys. Think of this as a sphere. So this is happening in all directions, not just out in a wheel, like a wagon wheel. A wheel within a wheel. What's going on with that? You guys check that out. A wheel within a wheel. There's lots of crazy shit in the sky. Just saying. All kinds of coolness going on. When I look at our experience as if our awareness is stuck in the avatar and we think we are the avatar, let's say, but we're waking up as the character in the game. That we think we're the character. Yeah. Follow me so far? This cross section of the sphere, like I would be playing the part of one of those pie wedges. That's the experience that I'm having, is one of those pie wedges. You're having an experience of the other pie wedge. And you over there in the back, like you're the other pie wedge. Like we're all having what it feels like. And let's think of this as crystalline, and these are fractals. We look at our neighbor and it's quite distorted, right? Think of a prism. And crystals and all that. When you look into it, it distorts reality. Well, this is a reality generator. Now, what do? It's like, oh, I see, Kelly, it's a puzzle. And look at all these pieces of the pie, the puzzle. And all of the pie pieces are my other selves. And I'm going to integrate. It's oversimplifying the process, right? I'm going to integrate, and all of these pie slices are me, and I'm integrating in all of them. Okay. We're holding on to a belief that there's got to be division in the first place when we're on this level trying to make changes, pushing and pulling in a reality generator that's based on your feelings and emotions. Isn't that so cool to know, though? So inside of this little fractal, you're like, oh my God, help, how do I get out? You never get out of the fractal. You let go of the idea that you're in the fractal and you're bound by the fractal. And you go, oh, I'm having this experience from the sphere. And I can see that there's an overlay of an idea to divide things. I don't have to divide things at all. But that's just a suggestion and an idea. Because here where I am, I'm in a state of being, pure white light, pure consciousness in a sphere that cannot be divided. So the division is only an idea and a concept that we then apply to have an experience. Like all of these, this is so mechanical, this, if you will, it's an energy form, but this experience we're having is so mechanical. I mean, look at that. It looks like a little machine. This is how reality is created from a toroidal field standpoint, like it's coming out of the natural eyeball. Does that make sense? This creates like frequency. Frequency creates these patterns. And what frequencies are we talking about? We're talking about the feelings and the emotions. The feelings and emotions do all of this. Your feeling and emotion creates toroidal fields. And those toroidal fields are governed by the feeling and emotion. So you have the toroidal field of Earth. I'll just be real general. Of Earth toroidal field. And I'm sad. So everything on Earth will be sad. Does that make sense? It's like, I'm going to I'm going to play the Earth game with the frequency of prosperity and abundance and success and wealth, peace, joy, happiness. And I'm going to create Earth. And then that's the Earth that you get. It's still Earth. It's still got all the potential to be yay or meh, right? But your frequency, so we're all like, oh, let's push and pull and create a frequency. But that's so short lived. And then you go right back into your unhealed state, right? Once you're healed, you let go of this reality of these bodies. You can still be in this existence, but not of it. This is just a projection. It's good news day, you guys. I always want to be good news day. Hey, Tiffany. Good to see you this morning. Hey, Shay, if reality is a video game and it's actually not real, what was it even, why was it even created? That's a good question. Does anybody want to answer that? Because the why in what we were looking at up here, wait, where's that? Crap. Is this it? Yes, there we go. The why, Shay. See, on that wheel, this just kind of represents the concept. The why is different from every one of those perspectives. And if you think you are the character in the game and you're waking up and going, why? It's like, what was that person saying? Something like they got bit by a snake or something like that. So instead of seeking medical attention immediately for getting snake bit, they chased the snake and they kept asking the snake, why did you bite me? That is so. You're not the only one, by the way. Probably everybody in here, right? Is everybody else like, why? And again, let's look at perspective. What is the why in this perspective? What is the why from the circles perspective? What is the why from the uppy downy roller coaster perspective? What is the why from the angle that looks like 3 cursive E's? What is the why? Who asks why? So, what you know where this is going, Shay. From the God bubble perspective, that created all of this. From the God bubble, created a plasma field and applied feelings and emotions. That's a 3-dimensional version. Feelings and emotions, or the geeky, nerdy version is frequencies and vibrations. And then toroidal fields are created. Pure white light consciousness that comes out. And pure white light consciousness comes out with a feeling and an emotion, or frequency and vibration. And then creates let's say, a natural eyeball. And then we look into the matrix, and this is in the matrix. What I'm showing you right now is in the reality that I'm about to show you. This is how this game, when I was showing you, before with the sine waves and saying like, hey, this is a machine. It's turning. Go look at this video if it's still on TikTok. That would be cool. And see how this turns and how it functions. This is all of these places in the matrix that you can become aware of and go, this is where I am, and think we are the illusion. Way far away. There's no why in the God bubble because nothing's been created yet, right? Isn't that convenient? There's no why in the God bubble. From the God bubble position, you created all of the plasma, 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. And now you created avatars with questions. Avatars who ponder why you created. Whoa, different perspective. And the why goes away. That's the cool thing. is you don't ever seek an answer and find it, because you're only seeking clarity in your unclear state. In your unclear state, that will never be clarity, because you create your world, and then you create it to be unclear. So if we think we don't have clarity and we're going to seek it, we're going to go on a path. Think of a plasma pool. In a plasma pool, you're like, I'm going to go on a path. Wow, I'll show you path. Hold on. This is what you're here for. How is this reality created? How is this reality created as we are waking up? We? Who's we? Says Kelly. I am the avatar today. See how quickly we think we're the avatar. Just after we were in the God bubble position, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a little sore for working out yesterday. So in this waking up, what do? Do we push and pull? I mean, or am I talking about myself? Probably just talking about myself. Do we push and pull during this process? Because we find ourselves in programs, blocks. There's even cords there, you guys. And trauma. And that's what we go over in these workshops. You guys, on thegodbubble.com, you can find them. In letting go of all of that, so that you find yourself in these natural states of being healed. And once you're in a natural state, you don't have to work anymore. And when you don't work anymore, you're not pushing and pulling. See, that's one of the biggest scams, is go to work, make money. You create your universe. And because of that, your universe doesn't exist without you. And without your perspective, it does not exist. So it's an illusion. You're going to get taken care of in life anyway. You've just been tricked into associating the universe taking care of you as going to work and getting a paycheck. Because that's the only way you know. So you limit yourself to the ways that the universe takes care of you. Because you think you are the avatar, having to get a job. So that's beautiful. So this reality that we find ourselves in, waking up to our superhero powers, this, when you put on, this is an AI picture, you guys, but when we put on a uniform and we identify, let's say this is a superhero character, why, if this superhero character in the front was enough, why would there be all the other superhero characters behind him? Because each of them brings a part of what we just looked at with the sine waves in the wheel that's separated into a little pie chart, that we're not whole in this experience. So then this waking up, which is just pushing and pulling stuff, when we wake up and become a superhero, whatever that means to you, we limit ourselves from our consumption. Did we consume superhero movies? And I think they're cool, by the way. And I've watched them, not all of them, but I've watched them. And every time I look at the superhero movie, there's suffering and separation and limitation. Control. So to me, that's not really waking up, is it? To me, it's oh my goodness, everything's healing because I'm healing. Like what I'm looking at right now, which could be a push-pull version of what's happening. There's no healing in what I'm looking at. There's the idea of good and evil and opposition and fighting. Doesn't this look like there could be potential fighting going on in this idea? What about this one up here? Like, what's going on there? So you're gonna like, you will heal whether you like it or not. How do we approach what's going on right now? Oh, whatever's going on, the rescue ships are coming. My people are coming to rescue us. Where are they coming from? Just saying. No skin-funded question. Where are people coming from? What brings about healing in this? To be like, oh my gosh, look, I'm healed. Just, my version of this. You tell me what you think of this picture. To me, when I look at it, it's like, oh, I am healed. And all of these guys are watching me heal so that now they can do it. They saw me heal, so that they let go of a lot of stuff. And they healed too. Healing. So this reality where we're finding we're in a character that is getting more awareness in the matrix. Top right, that's a pyramid with 4 sides. And in this pyramid, having beings there, pets, and all these dimensions, if you will, are just all these different separations of the pyramid. As you see all the different colors in the pyramid, and levels and layers. We have all these experiences, and we think we are this avatar. Because dark beings around them, or protective beings. Their animals can see them. Or Atlas. Your whole body is the universe. Now, when I saw this reality being created, the 3rd dimension that we found ourselves in, that's being created through what I would call the 4th dimensional computer. Like the 4th dimension to me looks like the whole shebang. The computer, everything that processes all of it, where you can store stuff and all, and AI runs it. It's got the software, like these are the rules and these are all the characters and all. And in the 4th dimension, it's like if you go to the 4th dimension with your awareness and everything, what you're doing is going inside the computer and playing with all the characters. I'm sorry, I'm not a technical person, so I'm probably saying all this incorrectly. But like the 4th dimension is the whole thing, the whole computer and all. So people will astral project, and that's where you go when you astral project, is the 4th dimension, which is the computer program that creates the 3-dimensional reality that we're in. Did I say that properly? So when you astral project, don't let me keep you from it, but astral projection is only going to get you deeper into the matrix. Because the 4th dimension, what happens in the 4th dimension, and that's very interesting that this pyramid has 4 sides, right? Like, hello. All the pyramids around the world have 4 sides. Or most all of them. The ones I care about. Not that matters. But think about this. You've got pyramids everywhere that have 4 sides. So you've got 4 sides. So you create a square. And what is a square? When we have looked at the matrix, it creates a grid system, you guys. And you see it everywhere, this grid system of 4. You see it Once you get past, like, there's no grid system, there's all natural experience. And then you've got the eyeball looking into the four-sided pyramid. And the picture that you saw of reality going in four directions, that's what's happening. It's creating a false third dimension when we're looking into this. So you've got on the bottom a grid system that's created with awareness. We're going to skip all the layers for now of the pyramid. But you've got this white light grid system of awareness. So the grid system is like a potential grid, let's say. If you're like, hey, what's this? And so you bump into it. It's like, and so you put your, oh, I'm aware of it. Now that I'm aware of it, there's a potential to be a square, style grid system. So if you build this out in the third dimension, we're looking at cubes, right? We're looking at cubes. So inside of the matrix, inside of the pyramid, you've got, where is it? It's under, oh, here it is. So it'll take me just a second to get to it. There it is. Okay, so this would be, where you see the squares, basically. This is a matrix grid system. And what you'll do is you will get in there and you'll start lighting it up. Once you light it up, it starts creating a reality. And since you're lighting up a grid that has four sides, you're creating a three-dimensional reality with your awareness. I hope this makes sense. It's kind of what it looks like from the inside, looking out. So what I'm about to show you is what's created from this. Was created from this. So you've got that grid system. And what we do is we take a small segment of awareness, again, this idea of division, and a soul, or this awareness stick, spirit stick, or awareness stick, is surrounded by a soul that has plasma feelings and emotions. Like, this plasma is pre-programmed to be sadness. This plasma glob is pre-programmed to be happiness. With this white light stick in the middle powering it. That's how this reality is created. That feels organic, but it's not. And then we move on over to the right, where you've got from above a star, a toroidal field from above, and where pure white light consciousness is coming out. You've got a filter on it, and you've got a projection of an avatar. That's your viewing from the star position. You're viewing the avatar like, hey, I'm playing this video game. And then you start to get into the video game, and then you put that toroidal field that's creating this reality, like in what everybody's calling a third eye. So instead of going, oh, let me let go of that so it'll go back up there, they're like, oh, let's decalcify our third eye. No, like, this calcification of your third eye is just a three-dimensional projection of, I think I'm this avatar. And I forgot I was playing a video game down below. Okay, you guys. Now, when I see in the matrix, when we are creating this reality, wherever your focus is, it's being shot in four directions. It's being shot in four directions. So from the fourth dimension, the third dimension is created. And it's a game we're playing. We're just caught up in the game, thinking that we are the character or characters in the game. So when we look, again, the concept to the top right of the God bubble, a pyramid, you're looking into the pyramid. which is represented on the bottom left. So when you, as a natural eyeball that's having an experience of everything, looks into the pyramid on the bottom left, this is what it looks like. Ah, did I say? I think I said that right this time. Good grief, this is so hard to say. Now, the center part I couldn't get right. So what the center looks like, it looks kind of like nothing. And this kept putting a sphere and stuff that the AI didn't know how to fix it. So everything else looks pretty accurate, except for the center part is not solid. It just looks like this energy distortion that like a reality generator that's just spitting reality out in 4 directions. So you've got a projection of 4 directions. See, when you let go of the 3rd dimension, like stuff like this starts happening. It's like, oh, I'm bouncing from this to that, the other. It's like, no, it's just how it works. During the unaliving process, bouncing from reality to reality. What do we call these timelines? I don't know. What is it? But I see what is being created as the natural eyeball when you look into that pyramid concept on the top right of the screen. Pretending that the white circle is the eye, looking into it. The first thing that you look into is, it looks like black light with all the colors in it. And I guess it's the software, if you will, that runs the whole matrix. So from that position, this is how the information is shot through. Now think of this. If you've got a pyramid with 4 sides, and the 4 sides are triangles, and each of these is like a movie screen, let's say. There's 4 movie screens being displayed and projected. So there's a division of 4, which creates 3. You have to have 4 different layers to create. So this is again, without the center, with the center looking a little different, is how this reality is created that you find yourself in right now. It's divided into 4. And this thing in the sky that again, it's my cell phone, trying to take a picture of this light in the sky in the middle of the night that just goes all the way across the sky. I saw it this morning. And again, I'm taking video and pictures of it. It seems to be like, either diamond or it's just a square that's turned, pointing up and down. Is what it looks like. It's shaped like that. And all of these eyes in the skies and everything, those are reality generators. There's reality generators all over the place. So you feel like you're all everywhere. So it's not just, what is natural in the matrix. There's influence. Everywhere you turn, there's influence. Influencing this. So we got like north, south, east, and west, and we'll let all of them join. Okay, we're still stuck in the matrix. The Garden of Eden, you've got north, south, east, west. Everywhere you look on planet Earth, you've got a division of 4. 4 corners, 4 quadrants. Now, when you start to see a honeycomb, following the same rules, honeycomb is 6-sided. So if something is 6-sided, you guys, it creates, or if it's a division of 6 or 6-sided, creates the 5th dimension. The 5th dimension. A reality generator. And a lot of people are seeing codes and symbols, almost like alien-like symbols. instead of just, like the alphabet, numbers, letters, alien type symbols as well. That's encoding this reality. And, we've looked at how is this reality generated? And we're looking at the concept of the pyramid all over the place. Is the pyramid up? Is the pyramid down? And then we're applying, let's say, superstition or something to it. When it's just code for creating reality. Where we find ourselves inside of a game going, how do a character in the game, you're playing a video game and there's a character in it. You think you are the character in the game trying to escape a game, but the character is only created inside of the game, so the character can never get out of the game. Do you see why trying to get out of the matrix is never going to work? Because these bodies are only created by the matrix. When you let go, you have the experience of all of the avatars and everything. I hope this is helpful. So our reality is generated when we think we are these bodies, we're in the matrix, and it's being created, divided into four. So if you think of what's being created in these realities, it's showing as a film on the screen of the pyramid. And the pyramid has four sides that are triangles, and let's call those the third dimension. But are we in the third dimension? If it's something that's being projected on something with three sides, are we really in the third dimension, or is it an illusion of being in the third dimension when we're really in the second dimension? We're in dimension number 2. Wow. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. You can let go of all of it and find yourself back in the natural eyeball, if you will, having all the experiences. You can find yourself in the plasma field. That's a beautiful place. Not if you're not healed, when you can manifest instantly. The plasma state, which is what's going on right now, you guys. Where we find ourselves in plasma. And in plasma, we can be in the center of a toroidal field, in a portal of plasma. And then you activate the plasma and the potential to be anything and everything in all of creation. All plasma is like that. And what you choose to create depends on the frequency and vibration or feelings and emotions. Bonus. Even in here, everything is created. Everything is created with your feelings and emotions, even whether it's natural or in the matrix. It's all about your feelings and emotions at the end of the day. Maybe that thing you're trying to avoid. Right? This one, to me, resembles a little bit more of what it looks like reality is created. There's 4. So when it's first created, it comes out from the center, and then it's very, very clear, like it's in focus. And then it starts to distort and continue around. So think of it as a toroidal field that's divided into 4 sections, which kind of sounds like the center of our world. That isn't it divided by 4? So you call the North Pole. That place where the center where life begins. Is it that waters pour from it in the 4 directions? So you got north, south, east, west, which is divided in this place. So this entire existence, you guys, that we're in right now, the center of it is divided into 4. So what does that tell you? That we're in the matrix. And everything is created in 4 sections. Go in 4 directions, 4 realities. See, this is what we were doing naturally before the pyramid came along. We're doing shit like this. We were doing a whole lot before AI came along, before we looked into a pyramid. So now that we are in a pyramid, as above, so below, in the pyramid, in the matrix, you have things like this. As above, so below, we're dealing with the same concept. And reality generators, which are done in rings. So we've got, here we go. So we've got a sphere. This is a toroidal field. White light consciousness is shooting out of the toroidal field. We've got a sphere. And so now in the matrix, this is how you mimic a sphere. Is you take these different wheels, if you will, and they turn in all these different directions. They're not always on one plane. Did I get rid of all those? Oh, God, I don't know where the pictures are. I'm sorry, you guys. But you remember the ones with the rings that are moving in all different directions. And there was, oh, here it is. Here it is. So you can see how these can be spinning in different, and making different spheres. Like the one that's the smallest and closest to it can be spinning in any direction from the center and never touch any of the other rings. It'll never touch the center. Now, when I see this, and I'm going to oversimplify, let's just pretend like the first ring creates the first dimension. Second ring creates the second dimension, and so on. Let's pretend like that's how it works. Because each ring creates something different, depending on how each ring is spinning, at what vibration, how, what direction, how it's turning, and so forth. Depending on all of that, it's creating a certain reality for the eye in the center, the observer. The eye in the center is creating this reality. Don't get caught up in that reality, because then it will be creating you. See how these can create distortions? How you just spin these rings in the right way and it looks different. Be not afraid. And then it turns into all these different looking characters. Or it's human like don't be afraid, and turns into this, let's say. Because something like, hold on, trying to be dramatic, but I'm not. Something like this, when you look at it, because it's got all those rings that can spin and create a reality and hide itself in that reality, then it might look like this. Again, that's just the only example on the page. Not that matters. Now, think about it. These reality generators, as these eyes are spinning, these rings of eyes are spinning. Think of all that they are seeing. And all of those realities from every angle and perspective. Doesn't that sound familiar? You, as God, created a plasma field, applied feelings and emotions, and created reality in a toroidal field. That basically, from the God bubble position, you're experiencing everything all at one time in your reality. See how as above, so below? This is a mechanical or an AI copy of that. An AI copy of having a reality that's being generated and looking at it from every possible angle, but it's done in an AI kind of way. Does that make more sense? I hope it does, you guys. I hope it does.